season of Lotus Riché Ignites Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show. Hello, and welcome to the Lotus Riché Ignites Show, where we are about to ignite and take flight because we want you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Yes. And tonight I've got a phenomenal show for you. I've got some amazing speakers, they're authors, they're CEOs, and they're here tonight with us to help us do the Becoming the Best You conference recap. Now, many of you know that I went to this amazing conference in St. Louis, and oh my God, was it amazing? It was downright phenomenal. And some of the amazing speakers are here with me tonight doing a bit of recap. We're going to have a fireside chat recap for the Becoming the Best You. So when you come in, please let us know where you're streaming in from. Like me, I'm in Washington, D.C. Where will you be joining us from? Okay. And also, please make sure when you come in, don't be afraid. Go ahead and tell your friends. So tag and share. Thank you. And so I know you see the amazing pictures right beside me, right? We've got some amazing speakers that's going to really seed into your life. So I encourage you to take some notes, right? Take some notes because I always say note takers are money makers, but you can't make no money if you don't have those notes to take action on. And so as you come in, like I said, share and tag a friend. So we are going to get this party started right. But before, I'd like to ask something of you. Go ahead and put a number 10. Put a number 10 because it's time to win at the Lotus Riché Ignite Show because I've got 3 dynamite folks that's going to set this place on fire. We'll be right back. The new season of Lotus Riché Ignites Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show. Tonight we have our amazing guests, Jill Reynolds from Braveheart Workshops, and of course, the leadershipologist himself, Velton W. And it's time for you to have a cup of coffee with Coffee Cup Chuck. It's time for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Welcome to the show. Wow, I told you it's going to be fire. So the first guest tonight I want to talk to you about, he's a show host, he's a speaker, he's a top phenomenon, he's a business owner, engineer at Luminous Technology, LLC, from Overland Park, Kansas, by way of Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome, none other than, what, people, you know it, Coffee Cup Chuck! Woo-woo!
What's up, my girl Lotus?
It is wonderful. It's time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life, Chuck. So we know it's going to be dynamite with you tonight. How you doing?
Yes. I'm just chilling, over my mom's house,
Oh, your mother. See, that's why I had to say Overland Park, Kansas, by way of Omaha, Nebraska. Because if you don't put that in, you might get some. So tell your mother that we said hi and we're happy that you were able to do the show from her humble abode. Love, light, and ignite and take flight. So, Chuck, we have 2 other phenomenal guests with us tonight. So let's get right in where we fit in and bring the next guest to the show. So our next guest is a CEO and an event planner from Braveheart Workshop. She's the CEO of Braveheart Workshop. That's right. And it takes courage to be brave. She's a speaker. She's a #1 international best-selling author from the Connection Show podcast. She is a host from Branson, Missouri. Please welcome our guest, Jill Reynolds.
Da-da-da, woo-hoo-hoo. We are the winners. We are here live with Lotus in Coffee
Yes.
Cup Jack. Woo!
Woo!
What's up, Jill?
What's up? How you doing, Jill?
I'm grateful to be here. We had so much fun in St. Louis. For those of you who joined us, you know what I'm talking about. And those who didn't, you are up for some amazing stories that you're going to hear from all of the speakers.
Yes. It's going to be fly. So before we bring up the person that's leading the way when it comes to leadership, we got to get it funky in here. We got this amazing guest. You don't want to sleep on this next guest. He is the founder, the creator of the word leadershipology. He's the founder of Leadership Dynamics International LLC. He's a speaker, an author, and a certified virtual presenter. What? Please welcome the leadershipologist himself, Mr. Velton W. All right. Welcome, Velton. Welcome. Can you hear us? Turn on your mic. Unmute your mic, Velton. I think Velton may be having some connectivity problems, but it's okay. You all want to stick around for what Velton Showell has to say. So let's get right into this amazing time that we're about to have tonight. We're going to give you a little groove music in the background so you can ignite and take flight and keep the music running tight. So listen, we're going to bring Mr. Velton back up because he was able to get back in. Hello, Mr. Velton Showell. How you doing?
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, family. It's good to see everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's going on,
We are
Velton?
doing magnificent.
Hey. I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be here. Glad to be a part of your show tonight. And it's good to see everybody after meeting everybody in St. Louis. So I guess the only person I didn't know was Lotus before we got to St. Louis.
Exactly. Fantastic. So listen, folks, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Go ahead and tag a friend and tell them to come in. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, what went down in St. Louis, what went down is we don't mess around. Everyone you see here this evening, they came on that stage and they did several mic drops. And if you're still not sure about what went down in St. Louis, here's a little preview for you. it was all about. So we're going to go right to you, Coffee Cup Chuck. Let's talk about this amazing Becoming the Best You conference that took place in St. Louis. Kick it off.
Man, Lotus, only thing I can say is this. So I expected to go to this conference to speak, get up on stage, tell my story, help someone in some sort of way grow out of their shell. What I wasn't expecting is to go and learn a lot of what would Dr. Ruben West say, one small degree. I was getting degreed like crazy the whole weekend, talking about an emotional roller coaster, the stories you heard from people. Now, I knew a lot of the speakers that were getting up on stage. I knew them through social media and all of the platforms that we can reach out to each other across the country. But the stories that I heard, man, I wasn't ready for it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about family. I learned a lot about finances. I learned a lot about myself that I was still trying to figure out things in. Jill, wonderful, amazing story. I mean, who would have thought? You look at certain individuals and you just don't expect to hear what they went through, and then you hear these stories. And if these people can go through these things, go through these events and come out on top on the other end as winners, man.
Yes.
And then being able to sit in Velton Shelton's mastermind class and get his leadership, get his take on leadership. Man, that was an amazing thing. And I know there were a lot of people that were able to watch the virtual, but let me tell you this, you had to be at the black tie event and watch the battle go down between the females and the males. I mean, this I'm just saying, this event was something that if you missed it, you better not miss the one that's coming in Kansas City in August. You better not miss it. But all in all, Lotus, it was great seeing you. It was great being able to embrace. It was great being able to talk to the Lord together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was great being able to bow our heads in the same room and connect that way. Very, very, very powerful conference. And when you walk into a conference and you feel the positive energy around every single soul, you're in a good place.
You know it. I agree with that. Let's kick this ball right over to Jill. Jill, share with us your thoughts.
Well, thanks so much. And Chuck, I ditto on everything that you said. Where I want to take off, I think, on what I got out of it is, for those of you who don't know, I have a podcast show called The Connection Show. So for people who know me, I'm all about connecting the dots of story, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so lives could be transformed. And that's exactly what I saw at this event. As people shared their stories of things in their life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Chuck, still I remember the story with your winter hat at the very end. And Shelton, your motivation just knocked me off my socks. But I think for me, and Lotus, Lotus and I have known each other. She's really, I call her Sissy whenever I call her, because she's really my sister.
Yes.
So for me, I think the Becoming the Best You for me is all about connecting with the people there. And so Sarah's story just rocked my socks, and other people's stories rocked my socks, and Isabel. But I think what I needed, I am so lonely so much that when I get together in community and can get a hug and meet new brothers and sisters and just have more friendships in my back pocket. Because I don't know about the rest of you listening, but to me, life can get tough. And sometimes just being on Zooms, I'm lonely. So being together in community is what made it for me. That's what made it for me.
That's
and
awesome.
That's what I have to say. That's what I got out of it. Connection, and more connection.
I'm loving it. Connection, connection, and more connection. And if you agree with that connection, go ahead and put it number 2 in the comment. So the man that created leadershipology, the leadershipologist himself, Mr. Velton Showell, let us hear a word from you.
Well, Lotus, over the years, I've been to hundreds of conferences, and I've traveled in a lot of different states. The one thing that stood out, and I told Brenda this at the conclusion, is the first time I'd been to this conference, but there was a family atmosphere. And when you can take hundreds of people in a conference room and make everybody feel welcome, involved, engaged, and a part of what's going on, to the point where they can open up and share their deepest, darkest secrets of the good, the bad, and the ugly, as Jill said. Because some of the speakers there, they told some intimate details of where they were when they started and now where they are on the other side. And as Zig Ziglar said, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. But the education process from where you
he's gonna come back.
He's gonna come back.
Good stuff right there, boy.
Yeah, that's the step up. He's right back. He's right back. So let's bring him right back in. There we go. He's coming up. And I think he's gonna say where, it's not from where you come from, but you got to get a start. And that's a part of great leadership. And I knew I thought I knew what he was going to say. But the thing is that this is why he is who he is. Okay. Because of his ability to connect people and to lead through dynamic leadership. So,
I need to jump in because this is something that's this is something really hard for me to say. But if for those that were at the event in Coffee Cup, Lotus, you know me, I never do it easy. Do I, Lotus? Don't I go right to the? I go right to what I see. So I'm going to get mean and dirty here. So the one part of the event,
don't get too dirty. Don't get too dirty.
Okay. The one part of the event, okay. Well, we could get mean and dirty and say that the guys really have the groove on when they know how to do the catwalk, and the girls just don't get it yet. They just don't know how to do catwalks. But
look, guys, we're gonna have another show. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna televise that part of the conference. If the hosts say it's okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're bringing that.
Men know how to do catwalks, girls do not. But speaking of that, and that's where I'm going to get mean and dirty. Okay, so where we got to come together in unity, guys and gals. Okay, we need to get our Black speakers to know how to do country western dancing. Come on, guys. We had diamonds and whiskeys there, and we only had these white girls out on the dance floor. We could not get anybody else, and we had the best country band ever there singing. So come on, if we're gonna connect at the next event, you Black sisters and brothers got to get on the dance floor and start doing some country.
What about our Latino? Because we had other people there too, not just people of color. Now, I do country line dancing, but you got to remember, a lot of the folks, they had their heels on, them tight pants. Some people, right? But I love that because everybody, we want to really groove to everything that's going on. So, what do you think about that, Chuck?
Yeah, I think. I knew a couple of line dancers because, of course, my wife knows all that stuff. But,
exactly right.
like you said, I think they came on after all of us old people over the age of 45 years old out there moving our bodies like we know we shouldn't be. We were breaking it down to the ground.
Yes.
Well,
You
you
know,
know,
when I,
and you know what, Chuck? I'm not even a line dancer, so we'll have to talk to Brenda at the next event. Instead of doing a black tie, we'll just have to show up in our shit kicker boots and our flannel shirts and our blue jeans. And then
yeah,
we can do country. Then we can do country.
yeah.
Right.
Or maybe you just do the show, do some sort of show on the way in on that Friday night coming in. So we relax a little bit, you know, that Thursday night, maybe Thursday or Friday. All in all, I know one thing for sure. Those performers got up there and they performed their butts off. I mean, the voice control those two women had on stage
Yes.
blew me away. And
Yes.
not to top that off, Lotus and Jill, but I'm gonna just say this: the country singer, the main event, the band. This lady got up
Yes.
on stage, and what did she do? She gave an amazing story, and that's
Yes.
what
Her
this whole
story
conference was about. You
Yeah.
know,
was
everybody had these
phenomenal.
amazing stories, but Velton, you back? We've been trying to hold you off, but you had some
Yeah.
stuff you was dropping, man, and I want to hear it. I want you to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Is he
there,
on? Can you hear
Velton?
us?
I'm sorry.
Okay. So you
Can you
were
hear me?
making a comment before your technology kind of went haywire. So please go ahead back to what you were saying.
Well, I mean, to sum it up very briefly, when you can take a group of that size and you can make everybody have a feeling of inclusion, that's magic. That's a family-oriented or experience. And what's grown out of that conference is a network of individuals who have the ability to have each other's back and to be an ear that they can utilize when they need to, but also a resource that can help them in their personal and professional lives. So I think that was really what I took away from the conference. Meeting a lot of people for the first time, Jill and Chuck and Isabel and Dave, and you just name it. I mean, it was just one person after another that all had the same kind of spirit, and that's not normal in most instances, but it was a welcome opportunity to spend the weekend with some amazing content and amazing people.
Yes. Awesome. So I want to go right back to you, Velton, because you are the leadershipologist. You help people lead in business and in life all the time. And so, from a leadership standpoint, what was one thing that stood out most to you? And I think we're getting a little back feed, so I'm going to mute some mics just to see where the back feed's coming from. I think, Jill, it was coming from you, but that's okay. I think Velton might be chiming out a little bit right now. But what we're going to do is I'm going to send that right back to you, Chuck, if we may. Hold on. Chuck, I think that was your mic, actually. I'm going to go right over to Jill. We're getting some feedback, some air blowing or something, Chuck. We're going to go right over to Jill. And what I'd like to ask you, Jill, when it comes to leadership, what really touched home for you when you saw so many leaders in their own right coming to the stage and sharing their stories?
Yeah, I think I saw again that camaraderie. It's like, you know, when I first met Velton and I talked the first night in the lobby, actually for about 2 hours, and here I meet him for the very first time and find out he's an amazing leader in the hospitality industry, hotel industry. And I was a general manager and director of sales. So here we were, two people meeting for the very first time, aligned in the same type of work, career path that we had. And yet none of the conversation when I had it with Velton ever felt like one up. Like Like, I was bigger than you, or I was better than you. And so I think what I love about our group of people coming together is I leave there and I never feel like less than. That's the big thing. With the leadership I see is I never feel less than, because sometimes in my own personal struggles, I get that comes into me. And you know me, Lotus, I struggle sometimes with insecurities of thinking, oh, could I do this better? Could I do this better? Right. But when you're at the becoming the best you, I think part of me becoming the best me is realizing I don't have to be better than anyone else. I can just be me. And to me, that's leadership.
Exactly. I love that, because you're 100% right. That is true leadership. And Chuck, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'm gonna just say this, man. When you have people who have been through things in their life and they break through the nervous feeling of getting up on stage, and it takes a lot to tell your story. I mean, it takes a lot. And leaders, reason why I'm associating this with leadership is because when people know where you came from, it's easier for them to see where you're going. And if you can get up there on stage, and I've seen people throughout that weekend get up on stage, Lotus, and when they got up on stage, they started telling their stories and their emotions started coming out. And when you got emotions start coming out, man, that's powerful. You know, you had grown men up on stage like crying. You know, I heard a story of a man who blacked out and hit his mom. You know what I'm saying? Blacked out and struck his mom. And for him to get up there and tell that powerful of a story and where he came from and how he had to overcome those situations, man, that's leadership. That's somebody that makes you want to stand up and listen. Now, one thing I noticed that I did, and I spoke with Brenda earlier about this, I love reading books. So I read a book called The Laws of Human Nature, and it taught me a lot about human nature. So when I was at this conference, Lotus, I was watching people on their phones. I'm literally looking at people on their phones when other people are standing up there on stage. And you could literally see when those same people were standing up there and those people were out in the audience on their phones, when those people got to those parts and those stories where it was just magnifying to them, next thing you know, you look around and everyone's just glued to that speaker. And it's like, I watched it all through the conference. Like, that's powerful when you can draw the boredom out of the crowd and you can draw everybody into your story. So to get up on stage, Velton, to get up on stage, Jill, to get up on stage, all of those other speakers and tell their stories, that to me tells me that I would want to be in that realm of the area, you know, with that person, you know, going into some sort of leadership battle, because those are the people that you want to go into battle with, those people who are willing to tell their stories and to overcome them. So, man, great conference. Uh-oh.
You're on mute, Lotus. You're on mute, Lotus.
All right, thank you. So we have Terrence Lethbridge. He's one of the hosts of the conference. He's with us tonight. Hey, Terrence, it's great to see you. He said, hey, family, thanks for being a part of the BTBY experience. So
BTBY.
When we talk about Lethbridge and leadership, I'm going to spin this back to the leadershipologist. What resonated with you, Velton, from a leadership standpoint at this conference, as you saw all the speakers get up on stage, or how they kind of intertwined during the conference?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a couple of things. You know, you'll always hear me say that leaders have to be chameleons, and a chameleon has to be able to change their mindset, their attitude, and their performance based on the circumstances. So you had people there who were on stage who were in a very vulnerable state. You also had people in the audience that were sitting in the audience taking all of this information in. So when you have those types of exchanges, it changes the dynamics of the room. And especially when people are willing to pull back the curtain and really let you see who they are. And that's really what I took away from a leadership standpoint. You know, one of the things that I tell leaders all the time is you have to be real. You can't be the person behind the curtain. You're not the Wizard of Oz. You have to let people see the real you. And once you do that, the one thing I will sum it up by saying that I feel as though is being created by this movement, it has its own unique culture. And when you can create a culture, now you have a movement. And when you have a movement, people will follow your movement and they will get excited about hearing who you are, what you have, and understand why it's important that they participate and become a part of it.
Fantastic. So welcome to the show. Those of you that's just joining us, we have with us this evening the leadershipologist, Velton Showell, and the man with the coffee cup himself, Coffee Cup Chuck, and of course, the bravest heart of the brave hearts themselves, Jill Reynolds. And so tonight, as you can see, we are recapping the Becoming the Best You conference. And if you missed out on this amazing conference, I tell you, we've got another conference coming up. So we might give out a little teensy bit of information about the conference that's coming up. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to take a quick pause for the calls, and we'll be right back.
I had the opportunity to work with Lotus Riché and her team to create a promo video for my business. And let me tell you, she and her team are pretty darn outstanding. I had recorded a video that we were going to use in the promo. And during our meeting, they actually walked me through what worked in the video, and they provided suggestions for improving the video so that I can actually capture the audience and the clients that I want and the people that need my services. They actually told me what I could add to the video and how to set the entire thing up so that when people watch that promo, they will come away knowing who I am, what I do, and why they should contact me. So if you have the chance to work with Lotus Riché and her team, you are not going to be disappointed.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today. Ignite your life and seize the new year by effectively planning it with your 2023 Ignite and Take Flight Planner. It's time to navigate your success with strategic project management. Win with inspiring quotes from inspirational people that will guide you to the success you deserve. And don't forget to track your dollars, habits, empowering notes, and connect with dynamic brands. It's never too late to start planning your success. Get your copy now. It's your time, and the Becoming the Best You conference in St. Louis is where you want to be. This 3-day event featuring over 35 impactful speakers with 16 breakout sessions to choose from will help you achieve the best of your life for the rest of your life. Come and dance the night away on Saturday night at the Black Tie Affair and enjoy the live entertainment as we close out Tickling Your Funny Bone with comedian Jeremy Nunez. Get your tickets today and we'll see you there. That's how it went down, y'all. People were flying in. People were driving in. Some people might have even been skateboarding in. But I tell you what, it was on and popping. And I see folks are popping in. I see Terrence Leffert saying BTPY highly recommends services by, oh my God, the Lotus Riché Ignites Coaching and Consulting Team. Thank you, Terrence. And also, Jawanda Rollins-Fells was in the house. She was in the house, and you can tell great leadership. Why? Because she has come in saying the leadershipologist, the Braveheart, and the Keep It Positive people is in the house with Mrs. Ignite and Take Flight. And so let's talk about the quality of people that were there, because this thing was, 3 days? It got started like we had the meet and greet on Thursday, and then we rolled into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And by far, in my opinion, we had some great people there, and that place was pretty packed. What are your thoughts, Jill?
Well, a couple of things. What I love about the quality of people, okay? So I love that word, the quality of people, because, people see that word quality and they think of somebody who's never done anything wrong in their life and they've excelled. What I love about the quality of people is I've got 41 years of recovery from crack cocaine. We had so many people there that were incarcerated, went to prison for all different types of things. And to me, that's quality. And I'm saying that because, we live in a world that quality has to be this little, box that looks beautiful on the outside. And it has no blemishes on the inside. And so the quality of people that I saw there were overcomers, people who were resilient, brave hearts that through thick and thin, through incarceration, drug addiction, domestic violence, and just life's shit, excuse the term, have overcome and made it to who they are today and have so much to give and offer to the world. Mm-hmm. That's quality to me.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm loving it. And we going right to you, leadershipologist. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting because life is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yes.
And when you're running a marathon, you're always going to have peaks and valleys. And what makes people the best they can be is not where they are today, but it's the lessons that they learned during the journey.
Yes.
And what was powerful about the conference is there were lessons that were being absorbed by hearing the stories of people who had overcome things. And you saw a lot of people in the audience shake.
And he's going to come back in. He's going to come back in. See, this is how you know it's powerful. This is how you know it's powerful. He's coming back in. All right, there we go.
Speaking of overcoming, but you saw a lot of people shaking their head because they were the stories were resonating with them. They were having moments of reflection saying that they had gone through something similar, or they knew someone who had also encountered a similar situation. So it really created an environment of sharing, caring, and interacting for everybody.
Exactly. I'm loving that. And what I really loved was when you talk about sharing and caring and interacting, I tell you, this seeing Velton has been almost 4 years in the making. And I got to tell you, when Velton and I saw each other, there was just tears in my eyes. There were probably tears in his eyes too, because this is my brother that I never saw in the flesh. You know what I mean? And this really lets people know that you can be connected by the spirit and by the heart of a person without having to be in the physical presence of the person. There's just such an amazing connection. So how was that for you, Velton, when we finally saw each other?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, we've known each other about 5 years on the internet, doing these types of things, collaborating, but we'd never met face to face. And we're kindred spirits, and so it was great to do that. But it was one of those powerful moments, and the weekend was full of those. I mean, when I met Jill, she picked me up at the airport, and we just immediately started into a conversation that led to another conversation that evening. I met Chuck, and Chuck and I started talking, and Chuck was telling me, I said, well, where are you originally from? I know where you are now. He said, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. Well, I lived in Omaha for 5 years. So there was another connection. So there was connection after connection after connection, but going back to meeting people face to face, in person, there's nothing like it. And our meeting was divine intervention.
Yes, it was. So how was it for you, Chuck, when you finally saw Jill for the first time, and when you saw me and Velton for the first time?
So I want to, can I jump on that first question, the question that you asked about the difference of everyone there? My takeaway with all of that was, man, there were so many different stories. No one had the same story. Now, you go to some of these conferences, and when you go to these conferences, you get everyone talking about they were alcoholics and they overcame that, or you hear the stories about people overcoming their drug addictions or abuse. But man, when you start hearing people having illnesses that stop them from being able to talk and move for years, and overcoming that, and just to find out that they got deadly cancer and no one will believe them, and you go and then you're starting to hear stories about people in infidelity and people fighting with pornography and cheating on their women, like Tommy Morgan gave that powerful story. I mean, this is the difference. So I wanted to recap on that. That was the most powerfulest part of the conference to me, hearing the variety of powerful messages from people. Now, when I first met Velton, I watched this video that you put out for many, many months about this conference. And then remember, the conference was offset, 6 months, 5-6 months, because it was moved from October to February. Mm-hmm. So now you get to watch extra months of this video going around, and it's saying Velton Showell, and it's telling you Jill, and Jill has this powerful book where she's involved. She's like one of the chapters in this book, and then you read the story. I mean, you meet these people in person, and you think they're just, people with troubled problems and issues, and then you meet them, and you meet these people, and they're like you. Another thing that was just mind-blowing. Do you know how many millionaires were involved in this conference that were there at the conference? I mean, people they're millionaires. I mean, Lotus, these people were flooded with money, and they could do anything they want, and they're there. And the crazy thing about these people with all this money is they were human. They were just like us. They acted like us. They had issues like us. They shared their problems like us. When you have a man that's worth millions of dollars come out rapping an Eminem song, you know what I'm saying? That's mind blowing, man. That is down to earth. And many of the people they're down to earth. We all have our problems. Don't get me wrong. None of us are perfect, but none of us came to this conference trying to act like we were perfect. Everyone came to this conference with real, true feelings, real, true emotions and problems and issues and strengths and weaknesses. And we threw them all at each other, and we all got something from each and every one of us. So that's a powerful conference, if you ask me. Go PTY.
Hey, PTY. I'm loving it. So let's go right up to you, Jill. What do you have for us?
Well, you're going to crack up laughing. You know, it comes to mind, and I didn't even have a chance to ask Brenda, so I'm going to step on a limb. So, my promo code is the word brave heart, because I am a brave heart, and all of us are brave heart. So I'm going to say to Brenda when she listens to this, because I know she's at a meeting tonight, that anybody listening tonight that gets a hold of Brenda at her website, which is comechangeyourlife.com, isn't it? We put it in the thing. You know what it is. And they use the code, and let's just use, well, you know what? Let's use the initials, BTBY. Let's use Brenda's initials, BTBY. Anyone doing that, Brenda's going to offer you a discount for the August conference. And I don't know what she's going to offer you, but you reach out to Brenda, you sign up for that, at least a deposit this week. So next week, we're March 1st. Let's do March Madness. Hey, Lotus, let's do, and Chuck and Velton, March Madness. Woo!
Yes, ma'am.
Coach Chuck would tell you, we're going to do a March Madness promo using that code. Brenda's going to come up with a discount. You register for March Madness in March, you'll get a discount. Sign up for August. That's what I'm going to share with everyone.
I'm loving it. And so I want to take this time to say that the Ignite Show does not approve or support any unauthorized or unsolicited advertisements during our show. We will ban and block all unsolicited advertisements. So we don't hesitate to let you know, do not advertise on our show. Okay? Do not. Please feel free if you want to reach out to any of the leaders, if you need support in leadership or in any of their products and services, you can reach out to them directly. But the Ignite Show thanks you for not broadcasting any unsolicited or any unapproved advertisements on this show, and we will ban, block, and report you. Thank you very much.
So let me ask you, was that unsolicited what I just did?
No.
Okay. All right. I was like, did I just blow it by saying we're going to promote the conference?
No.
Okay.
We saw something earlier, and it was something that was unsolicited, and we have to make sure that we let our viewers know that we don't support or approve any unsolicited or unapproved advertisements, especially by the person with the letter Kawaku Bansum. Okay, we do not know that person. So anything that a person puts on there, it is not coming from our broadcast. Okay, so please be very cautious. And for all of those of you who have shows out there, I just want to take this opportunity to let you know, be very cognizant of people hijacking your show to share their messages. So with that being said, let's roll right into it. Because we're becoming the best you that you can be and the best me that we can be. And so the way we do that is to keep moving forward, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on. So as Jill shared, there is another conference coming up. So as we come to the close of the show, let's talk about why people should get their tickets to this next show that's coming up in August. And we've got Mr. Unstoppable himself, Mr. Terrence Leffridge, out there watching the show, please go ahead and put more information in there, Leverage, because I think I saw you earlier say something about it. And so, Jill, you were right on time. We see Sarah Basson. We see you. We see, hey, the host, Brenda Ringwood. We love you, Brenda. So happy that you're here. We see Isabel Luz Camacho Black in the house. And whoop, whoop, we see Angela Elty in the house. She said, BTP what? BTP what? That's right. And so Brenda said, get with me for your discount. So see, Jill, you're always on point. You're always saying it right when we need to say it. And where you can go is go to www.comechangeyourlife.com. That's www.comechangeyourlife.com. And Isabel Camacho, she's on it as well. Make sure you go to www.comechangeyourlife.com and make sure you get your tickets. And now, people might be asking where it's going to be. Chuck, where is it going to be?
It's going to be in Kansas City.
Woo!
We're at the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowls. Woo-hoo! Chiefs, go.
So I see Corey Fox in the house. Velton Showell, Corey Fox is in the house. So happy to have you here.
City?
And so whoa, that's it. We want to challenge each and every one of you. Share this broadcast with someone. We see Nanette Sanchez out of New Jersey. We see folks all the way in from the Philippines streaming in. We thank you. They threw their tens in. That's what I'm talking about. All the way from Manila as well. Make sure you share this broadcast. And of course, Jill was doing double duty, as was Velton. And of course, Coffee Cup Jug doing what he do to bring this message to you. So make sure you share this broadcast out and get your tickets. So, Velton, you're the leader. Why should people who want to be leaders in business and in life and in whatever they do, why should they go ahead, jump on board, and grab their ticket as soon as possible?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. My image says I was back.
All right. So it looks like Velton may have gotten dropped off. Can everybody else hear me? Let's go ahead and take me out of. I want everybody else to be in. So Velton's back. There we go. Yep. Okay, Velton, we're gonna jump you right back in. Why should everybody?
Well, there's a saying. It says opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. And if you miss an opportunity, it's because you didn't take action. This is not the kind of conference that you want to hear about after the fact. You want to be able to participate and be amongst the numbers. So August is a perfect opportunity for you to be there in the know with those who can help you change your life to be the best you that you could possibly be. So make sure that you register early, because if St. Louis is any kind of indication of what's going to happen in Kansas City in August, this conference is going to sell out.
All right, fantastic. I know it's going to sell out. And let me get this in here, because Jill is always working on the scene. So make sure you register early. That's a huge thing. Make sure you register early. So Jill, why should people register early and get their payment plan in so they don't miss it?
Well, you know what? When I'm an event planner, and Brenda's fabulous at event planning, and she puts together phenomenal opportunities where you can put a deposit down and then make a payment plan, so that you can't say, when if you wait until August, you're going to go, oh man, I wish I could go, but I can't afford it now. Come on, guys. This is March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. So talk to Brenda. She'll figure something out so you can be there. Make a payment plan, $50 a month. Be there. But if you wait till the last minute, you're going to say what people always say: oh gosh, I wish I would have thought about it. I don't have the money now. And then you can't come. So register now.
Awesome. I love that. And special shout out to Charlie Jacobs in the house. That is Jill Reynolds' nephew. So happy to see you, Charlie Jacobs. Let us know where you're coming in from. So we're going right to the coffee man himself, Coffee Cup Chuck. Why should people go ahead and get their tickets now? And let me ask you this. Why should speakers connect with BTBY?
Well, that's some beautiful questions there. First question, why you should be there? Because I'm going to be there, of course. I'm definitely going to be there, telling you guys, helping you guys unlock that potential that you got inside of you. There's going to be a lot of great speaker friends of mine that helped accompany me on the stage this last conference that you weren't there to listen to, and you might need to be there to listen to this time. Don't be missing out. Like Jill said, there's so much time. There's so many ways that you can make sure you're into this conference, payment plans. But the biggest thing is this. When are you going to invest in yourself and stop spending your money on those weekly and monthly plans that ain't giving you no value? When are you guys going to take that next step and step up and start sacrificing on things that are going to bring you some sort of value in your life? That is what is going to make you greater. This conference, listening to how other people have been able to overcome, that is going to make you greater and give you better ideas of how to overcome. This conference is the biggest excuse for you to get on board and get yourself in a degree to where you can do something with the rest of your life and live with that higher quality of life. And the best way to do that is to get around people who can help you do that. And one more thing I got to say, because I know we're ending this live, but I just want to remind you guys, it is powerful when you get around the right people. It is so powerful when you surround yourself with the right caliber of people. People like Velton, people like Jill, people like Lotus and Brenda and Terrence and all of the other wonderful people that I have been able to grace my environment with the last couple of months. Man, get on board this coming August, and it's even at the end of August. So you even got all of the month of August. Get over to comechangeyourlife.com. That's comechangeyourlife.com and do just that. Come change your life.
All right. I love that. And
hey,
so,
Lotus, one more
ma'am.
thing. One more thing I got to say. Reach out to Brenda and Terrence, because they have an amazing group that you can be a part of and sign up to, and they'll teach you different modalities about becoming the best you, and then help you to have leadership skills to be on the stage and share your story. So sign up for their group now, because they're starting a new one right now. And Brenda and Terrence, if you're on, put down information on how to get into your groups to become the best you that you can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we see Greg Walker. Lotus is phenomenal. And so are you, Greg Walker. Happy to see you here. And Brenda's doing double duty for your booty. She's calling in everybody. Lauren, where you at? Jennifer Lauren, where you at? Donald Towson, where you at? Heather Davis. You know all these folks. Jeffrey Anderson, where you at? Isaac Wambua, where you at? Jeff Markinet Jr., where you at? These are some of the BTBY speakers. You want to come and check them out. You want to hear their message, because their message can and will change your life. So we're going to go to a quick break right quick. And we're going to come back with our final words of wisdom from who? The folks you see right before thee. We'll be right back. Hey folks, I just wanted to come to you briefly today because I've got so many folks asking me, Lotus, how are you so successful? Success is relevant to whatever you think success is. To some people, success may be having a big house, fine cars, or just having a great job. Some people, in their mind, success is just having a great family and friends. For me, success is being able to make a difference, not only in my life, but in the lives of the people that I come across. I help do this is I encourage people not to make excuses for not being successful. Don't let fear, complacency, procrastination, someone telling you that you can't do it. And the most important thing, number 5, you telling yourself that you can't do it. See, you got to rise above giving yourself excuses. You've got to give yourself every reason to win. After all, you are a winner. So today I share with you, don't make excuses. Make moves. See you. It's your time, and the Becoming the Best You conference in St. Louis is where you want to be. This 3-day event featuring over 35 impactful speakers with 16 breakout sessions to choose from will help you achieve the best of your life for the rest of your life. Come and dance the night away on Saturday night at the Black Tie Affair and enjoy the live entertainment as we close out Tickling Your Funny Bone with comedian Jeremy Nunez. Get your tickets today and we'll see you there. There we go. So, I know you enjoyed the show so far. The new season of Lotus Riché Ignites Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show. Tonight we have our amazing guests, Jill Reynolds from Braveheart Workshops, and of course, the leadershipologist himself, Velton W. And it's time for you to have a cup of coffee with Coffee Cup Chuck. It's time for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Welcome to the show. All right, so we're back, and as we wrap up, we're going to go ahead and hear some secret sizzling sauce, words of wisdom from our guests. And so, Velton, we're going to go right to you, and then we're going to kick it over to Jill, and then right to Mr. Coffee Cup Chuck himself for our final words of wisdom. Velton?
Well, I just want to say, being here tonight was both an honor and a privilege. And I always make sure that I keep in mind, if you want to become an expert, you surround yourself with experts. Nobody's an expert on everything. Most of us have a gift, a secret sauce, or a superpower. And it was given to us for us to share with the world. Opportunities like tonight, opportunities like the conference at BTBY, give you the chance to not only share, but also to learn, not only to process, but also to show how much you care. There's a saying that says, people aren't interested in what you have to share until they understand how much you care. So if you really care about other people, this is one of those places where you can utilize your knowledge and your expertise to change someone's life, to make their road easier to travel, or to do some good in this crazy mixed up world in which we live. So with that said, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the August conference, but also to connect on a regular basis with Lotus, with Chuck, with Jill, and sure, come on over and connect with me. I love helping people go from good to great. Lotus, awesome. Back to you.
Thank you, Velton. Woo, let's hear for Velton. I'm happy I don't have to go next. Woo, woo. So thanks, Velton. We appreciate that. So, of course, the bravest heart of the brave hearts. We're going to hear from none other than Miss Jill Jacobs herself. What you got, Jill?
Well, my secret sauce, as I shared at the conference, was my story on train whistles and being wanted. And my train whistle story had to do, my secret sauce to you is that my dad was my lifeline, and I lost him in 2020. And when I lost him, It really rocked my soul. So my secret sauce to you is, if you have anyone in your life who's been your lifeline, I connected the lifeline I had with my dad with the lifeline of God the Father, and that God the Father, who I go to for things to help get me through the tough things in life, really helps me through my struggles. And through that, I'll end my secret sauce of the train whistle of my dad being my lifeline, and me realizing I wasn't abandoned, and that God never abandoned me, and that I was wanted. And my secret sauce to you is, you are wanted. Every single person listening today, you are wanted, you're important, and we love you, all of us, with becoming the best you. And we want you to come to Kansas City, not because we need your money, not because we want you to feel like we're important, but we want you there because we love you, and we really, from the bottom of our heart, care about each and every one of you. That's my secret sauce.
Woo, I'm loving it. Thank you, Jill. Fire. She just on fire. She just on fire. I mean, woo, 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 woo. She just on fire. So I wouldn't want to have to go after that. That was great, golden information, life-changing information for both of them. So Chuck, I hope you got some coffee in your cup.
What's up? And I do. So check this out. This is my words of wisdom right here. We spend a lot of time worrying about our body health. We spend a lot of time worrying about what we're eating and, I'm getting too fat. Well, guess what? What about your mind health? Everyone's worried about taking all these diets, going on all these losing weight diets. But what about losing the trash that you got in your mind? You know, get to this conference and start getting some stories, listening to some people, listening to some information that can push all of that negative stuff out of your head. Start involving yourself with positive people. Start involving yourself with people that's going in the direction that you want to be in, the direction that you are trying to lead yourself in. In order to get yourself in the game, sometimes you have to have coaches and mentors and people that you can relate to get you to that next step. These conferences help you get there. That's what these conferences are for. And if you're talking about powerful, if you want to end on a powerful note, you got to remember who's the most important vessel on this planet. It is always going to be you, because without you, without the quality that you have, I mean, none of it matters. None of it is even worth it. So get yourself involved, and don't just try getting yourself involved on a virtual event, because I'm telling you, man, you're not going to get the experience you will get if you are in person. So if you can get to the event in person, man, come meet some awesome people. Come meet some awesome people. It's your boy, Coffee Cup Chuck. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Coffee Cup. And thank you to everyone that's been here tonight. I got to tell you, it was great seeing you all, and I can't wait to do it again come August. And so my thoughts to all of you out there is to say this: it's time for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And one of the ways that you can do it, is do just this. Connect with Chuck. You see that down below. Make sure you connect with Chuck and share in his light and in his love. And make sure you connect with Velton Showell. Connect with Velton because he is the leader of leaders. And don't forget to connect with the bravest heart of the brave, Miss who? That's right, Miss Jill Reynolds. You see that scrolling down there? Make sure you connect with Jill Reynolds. And don't forget to make sure you connect with me. If you need a great video for your business to take you to the next level, then the Ignites team is where you want to be. And don't forget that you have been a part of this amazing broadcast. This is the recap, Becoming the Best You Conference recap. We're going to do it again, my friend, and we hope to see you there. So until we see you again, don't forget to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Be blessed and have a great night. Thank you for watching the show. And remember, always follow us on Facebook. Like and share, and make sure you tag a friend and let them know that you care. Let us know what other type of shows you'd like us to present for you.